Popcorn is by far the best movie snack. I don't care if I have to sell a few kidneys, you best believe I'm gonna have it the next movie I watch. That being said, I've always thought about where popcorn came from. Is it some ancient variety of corn that just happens to pop, or is it made by some butter-loving mad scientist in a lab somewhere? Also, how exactly does it pop? Popcorn is a subspecies of maize, also known as corn. Maize's scientific name is Zea mays, which isn't somebody's really cool stage name, unfortunately. The Zea part is its genus, which is of Greek origin and more than likely referred to a type of wheat called spelt, prior to being applied to the genus. The maize part comes from this Taino word, which became its common name, maize, after the Spanish unfortunately made contact with them. While we may have gotten the word maize from the Taino, the history of it goes much further back. Maize comes from ancient teosinte. Teosinte is the word used for wild species in the Zea genus. Humans began domesticating and mutating these teosinte around 10,000 years ago to get them producing more kernels, a process that would eventually lead us to Zea mays averta, popcorn. It is often accepted that the first corn was popped around roughly 6,700 years ago. However, this corn was no ordinary corn. That's because, as you might know, only popcorn pops. So why does popcorn pop? What makes it so different from regular old maize? Well, as mentioned earlier, it's a subspecies, one that was created by humans altering it. By doing so, they created a subspecies with a tougher kernel that keeps out moisture. When the kernels are heated, the oils and moisture within the kernel that would normally escape in other types of maize turn to steam. This softens the starch within the kernel, turning it into a jelly-like texture. Eventually, the pressure will weaken the outer hull of the kernel, forcing it to burst from the inside. This burst causes everything to rapidly change pressure, causing the steam to expand, which makes the starch puff up into that familiar popcorn appearance. Popcorn is today a staple of the American movie theater, being popularized around the turn of the century and especially during the Great Depression, due to it being a relatively affordable snack when everything else was out of reach. In fact, it was during the Great Depression that one farming family started up a popcorn business, which saw them making decent profits during one of the worst economic periods in American history. This family was the Redenbachers, a name that might be a little bit familiar. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.